I once dumped my boyfriend on a plane, then parachuted straight out of the door to avoid dealing with the aftermath.
David's team.
Wow. So what was the plane? What was the context?
It was with the army. I was doing a sort of army exercise because I was being taken on by the Royal Engineers as a sapper, a celebrity sapper, and I had to detonate a bomb and do all sorts of things. And one of the things was a parachute jump, and my boyfriend came with me sweetly.
Am I the only one who doesn't know what a sapper is?
No.
No.
David,
Sounds like the army.
David has an awareness of the military. What is a sapper?
What do you mean I have an awareness of the military? A sapper is a sort of soldier.
Thank you, that's me.
Did you plan on breaking up with your boyfriend
Well,
this trip?
It wasn't going well, and I thought I had been trying to work out the exact moment when it would be good, and he really wanted to come with me on the day, and to be honest, I wanted to go on my own because there's just going to be me and about
loads of soldiers.
1,000 soldiers.
We've all had days like that, Annika.
And as the day progressed, I just got more and more annoyed that he was there. And then we went up in the aeroplane, and he just said, "I don't think things are really going well. You seem a bit distant today." And I just said, "I don't think it's working in
And the man in charge was thinking, I hope she doesn't mean the parachute.
Was he then going to follow you? Was your boyfriend jumping
No,
as
he
well?
didn't have a parachute.
Oh, right.
So he
Well, I hope he didn't
jump.
just out of instinct follow you. Come back.
Is your love admin, do you think, a reasonable use of our defence budget? I mean... what? I mean, if
What was the altitude when you jumped?
I don't know.
Well, you must... They didn't say.
Does 1,000 feet, 15... Who parachutes?
1,000 feet?
I mean,
That's low.
I would say 8 to 12 or something like that.
8 to 12 feet.
I find that quite challenging. What are you thinking? Is she telling the truth? Did this happen?
Well, I have one problem with this story, which is that if you're thinking you need to, you know, end your relationship, that's potentially an embarrassing, awkward moment, something you might be inclined to put off. And one of the things, if I were you, I might be inclined to put it off until after, is the occasion when I have to jump out of an aircraft. Because
this is why there's never been a popular programme called Challenge David.
Well, yeah, but...
People would set you some brave challenges and you'd very calmly and rationally explain why you couldn't possibly do them.
But assuming, hypothetically, that I have agreed to jump out of an aircraft...
Yes.
Yeah.
I would not have that conversation just before I jumped out of the aircraft. I'd think, well, I might, you know, look on the bright side, the fall might kill me, in which case I'd never have to have the conversation.
She did say that she hadn't planned to. It was because he said, you seem a bit distant.
Yes,
And
but not as distant as she seemed a second later as she fell towards the ground.
Samson, what are you thinking?
I can't buy it. Like, I would have just broken up with him on the ground.
I think it's almost certainly true.
Almost certainly true.
Yeah.
So what are you going to say, David?
I think it might be true.
Annika, jumping out of a plane and breaking up, was it true or was it a lie?
It was a lie.
I worked in a school. I locked another teacher in a cupboard to teach him a lesson.
Oh. What did you teach?
Humanities.
Humanities? I thought you were going to say humans, then. Humanities. What age were the kids? I'm checking out your teaching credentials before we get to the other bit of the story.
Yeah, all good. Secondary school kids.
Secondary school?
Yeah,
and where in the country was this?
In the West Midlands.
West Midlands, right, OK. You're a teacher, aren't you? Does all that stack up?
I'm not anymore, Lee.
You used to be a teacher, didn't you?
I'm a well-known comedian.
Are you? I genuinely thought you were a celebrity teacher, that's why you were here. I thought you were from that thing about teaching people in Yorkshire. Is that not you? Oh.
Where did you do your teaching degree?
Never mind that. Where'd you do your comedy gigs? Why did you lock the other teacher in? Was it a cupboard?
Yeah, it was the humanities cupboard, yeah.
Why did you lock him in there?
Me and him had beef on site.
Had beef on what?
On site.
Is that a sandwich?
No. As soon as we locked eyes, I knew there was going to be an issue because he thought he was the most popular teacher amongst the kids. So I turned up at school, and within a week, I was the most popular teacher in school.
Big
he was
head.
very... Listen, I'm just
What
saying...
made you such a popular teacher?
I was like the Pied Piper of literacy. Kids would follow me around everywhere like, yo, sir.
That is quite a claim. Pied Piper of literacy? Humanities department?
That's correct.
Ignore humanities. Come and read my novels, children.
Yeah, and so obviously the reputation's going around school, like, yeah, sir, taught me how to use full stops and that, he's a sick guy. So...
That is a sentence that has never been uttered by anybody under the age of 21. He taught me how to use full stops. He's a sick guy.
Yeah.
How long did you lock him in a cupboard for?
Actually, here's part of the story that you need to know fundamentally. The reason why I chose him to lock him in the cupboard on that day is because I knew it would make him late for his lesson observation.
Observation?
Yes. So a lesson observation is essentially how teachers are judged on how good they are as teachers, yeah? It's not based on how you move these children on emotionally, spiritually, how you build them as human beings. It's a 15-minute window in which a waste man that can't teach themselves comes in and judges you. That's not right.
So you locked him in so he'd get into trouble on his Oh.
Yeah, I did. Should I tell you why?
Please do.
He started spreading a rumour amongst the senior leadership team that I wasn't marking my students' books.
Right. Is that bad?
I wasn't, but that's not the point. You know what I mean? Snitch! Greg, no snitching on other teachers, right?
And what was the upshot of all of this? Did you let him out? Did he escape?
Is he still there?
No, I did let him out eventually. I just wanted to ensure that he was late for that lesson observation because that means you're looked upon very harshly by the senior leadership team that he had been snitching me out to. So, you know, fair, square, squares, you know what I'm saying?
If you were capable of locking a man in this cupboard, surely a kid could have got locked in there and it would have been a health and safety disaster.
Yeah, I banged a couple of them in there as well every now and then, but...
All right, what are you thinking?
I'm saying it's true.
Lucy? Do you need rebooting?
I'm going to say it's a lie.
Are you?
I just find it implausible.
Do you believe people can have beef on site?
I'm persuadable. I don't feel so strongly about it.
Well, they say it's true.
You're going to say it's true. OK. Guz, were you just telling us the truth or were you telling us a lie?
I was telling...
I once broke into a convent and stole food from some nuns.
Please do.
When did this happen?
When I was hungry. Quite hungry. Which was when I was young and didn't have any money.
How young?
Not 18, 19.
Was it just you, or was there anyone else involved?
A friend helped me.
And what did you steal?
I stole vegetables.
Vegetables?
Stole
When was
vegetables?
it? Is it the 19th century?
Well, because it's nuns. Nuns grow things in gardens.
Well, they do on TV, but in real life they go to Asda.
All nuns grow vegetables.
My God.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No.
I can't imagine a nun not growing vegetables.
Yeah. If you can name a nun who doesn't grow vegetables, then go ahead.
Trevor Nunn.
What I did was, while she distracted them at the door, I snuck round into their garden, which they do have, it's not just on TV, and stole vegetables.
Dug them up?
No, you don't dig up all vegetables. There are some hanging.
Like what?
Beans.
You're milking a cow now. Was there a cow there as well? Don't worry, we'll get some milk while we're at it. So you lived near this nunnery?
No, we had to drive there.
Why, if you were poor, did you have a car?
She had a car.
Right, so...
How did you get 2 syllables out of poor? You almost got more syllables than there are letters.
How far was the car journey, Jennifer?
About 40 minutes, I
You
suppose.
drove for 40 minutes? Just doing a heist.
It was a heist.
It would have cost you more in petrol to just go and buy potatoes and tomatoes.
Not in 1980, no. Petrol was quite cheap.
What do you think? Does this sound as though it could be true?
No way.
So, Steph, you think it's a lie. Joe,
Yeah.
which way?
Yeah, I think it's a lie.
I think it's true.
No.
Just the one syllable.
What, that you...
I was waiting for the rest of it.
So what's it going to be?
I have to go with the majority, even though I feel it's true.
OK, they say it's a lie. Jennifer, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
I once spent a pleasant afternoon riding around topless on a motorbike.
Please, team.
Hang on. Where were you going on?
That is the last question I'd have thought of.
Very practical.
Wow.
Yes, he's
We've got different angles, me and you, haven't we?
Indeed, yes.
Who were you with?
A friend.
Was he riding in you at the back or the other way around?
I beg your pardon?
What was the man's name, Esme?
It was, Phil.
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 And what relationship were you to Phil?
He was my boyfriend.
So he was your boyfriend. When was this?
I
mean, just give us an approximation.
Oh, decades ago.
How many decades?
Oh, no.
No what?
Don't make us say that.
All right, which century?
The last century.
Is that worse? Is that worse?
Definitely worse.
I'm not good at these things. What am I supposed
He's a very, very rude man.
What's he wearing?
I don't remember.
Or let me rephrase the question. Did he have anything out?
Well, he had his arms out.
Can you first of all tell us why you decided to go to... Was it just because you were being devil-may-care?
Well, I'd been sunbathing.
Really?
Right.
Right.
In my knickers.
Just your knickers?
Well, no, actually, I had a scarf tied around my top.
Oh, and then you
Right.
took that off on
Yeah.
the motorbike. That's very dangerous.
Did it... Oh,
Could have got caught in the wheels.
I'll tell you what, if my idea earlier would have been that Phil had something out, he could have caught that in the wheels, couldn't he?
I don't know who this Phil is, but he's very impressive. You should never have dumped him.
So you are lying, sunbathing, and he suggests, why don't we go for a spin on the bike?
Yep.
You jump on the back of the bike, and at this point you've got the improvised bra thing on. So when you start riding, it's on. At what point in the journey did you decide to get rid of the scarf? And where did you put it?
Well, what happened is, because we were going so fast, the scarf fell round my waist.
If you were holding on to him, I guess. So you weren't in a position to put it back on.
No.
And how long did this last?
About 45 minutes, an
45
hour.
minutes? Where was this in the world?
Surrey.
Oh. I know Surrey well. Whereabouts in Surrey?
I think it was called Bug Hill.
Right.
Do you know Bug Hill?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, OK.
I'll never forget. It's where I once saw a topless motorbike.
So I suppose, in a way, though, they're not totally exposed to the elements.
How big are they?
Well, I don't know.
So it's a very windy day if they're out there.
Tell you that...
Not very nice.
You were doing the size of them.
I wasn't going like...
You were doing this?
They weren't... I was actually gesturing. I don't know how big the scarf was. I don't know about these matters.
What are you thinking, Vicky?
I think it's true.
You think it's true as
I
well?
think she's a wild child.
I really enjoyed it. It felt like an episode of Heartbeat.
It did a bit, didn't it? Yeah.
I'm going to go with my team. If both my team members say it's
Well,
true.
it was my gut feeling.
OK, so you're saying that it's true.
OK.
Esme, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was true.
Victoria doesn't know this. But on those very rare occasions that she does something I find irritating, I get my own back by sneaking upstairs and moving her bookmarks.
Please, team.
When you say Victoria doesn't know this, surely when she goes to the book to read the book and she goes where the bookmark is, there must be lots of instances where she's thinking, am I losing my mind? I'm not following this book. Or
Yes, that's exactly what she thinks.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Victoria, when you're reading a book, do you ever sometimes have that feeling of being lost? Do you ever have
I
a
have
feeling
sometimes opened a book and thought I didn't think that's where I was.
How many books are you reading at the same time?
I mean, 7 or 8.
David, how many books does Victoria read at the same time?
Oh, I'd put it between 6 and 9.
And do they tend to be fiction, non-fiction?
Yes, those are the main two.
And what are the things you said, sometimes rare occasions, Victoria does something that...
I don't want to go into that.
No, I mean, far away.
No, I don't want to go into that.
What sort of things are we talking about?
No, just behavioural things. just the simplest things to do with things she said or done. That's all
Maybe
it is.
when I ask you what the weather's going to be like, and I go, what do you think it's going to be? And you go, I don't think anything. I've looked at the weather forecast, and what it says is this.
Little things like, yes. Essentially, she holds me responsible for the weather forecast, as if I've made it.
No, she doesn't. She says, what do you think the weather's going to do? Perfectly reasonable.
It's not perfectly reasonable.
What?
She's got access to the weather forecast on her own phone. It's just, these are meteorologists. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. I'm just reading it out.
They are physically sitting further apart, have you noticed?
Is there anything, Victoria, that you might do to David if he'd annoyed you? What would your retaliation be, if indeed he is moving?
Well, he might find out.
Incidentally, I've been feeling weaker and weaker over the...
OK, what are you going to say?
I believe in their relationship. I must be just the most naive person here because I want to...
I'm invested in it.
I am. I'm emotionally invested in their relationship, and I do think David's a nice guy, and I don't think he would do that because that really would upset him.
So what we're saying is, if it's true, it's a really unpleasant thing and a really bad indictment on their marriage.
Yes.
Well, this has taken a nasty turn, hasn't it?
What's it going to be? I don't want it to be true, but...
Oh, I do.
You think it's...
I want his life to fall apart. This would be such fun.
I think it's true. I don't want it to be true. I'm trying to, see the real person. I think he's a nice guy.
No, the David I know, I don't think this is unpleasant enough.
Well, you know him way more
Yeah, but
than
also,
we know.
David doesn't like you. He will not. So it's a different relationship.
That's true, yeah. But he doesn't hate me, right?
No. Even though, Lee, you on television have said you want my marriage to fall apart, I still find you an adequate colleague.
Can I ask you a question, David?
Yeah.
Are you still writing for Clinton cards?
It's time to decide. What are you going to say?
I'm going to say true. I don't want it to be true.
It can't.
Yeah, sorry.
It's a lie.
It's got to be a lie because it's an awful, awful thing to do.
It is.
You're saying it's a lie.
I really
Because
hope it's a
nobody
lie.
would do that.
If this isn't true, it's awful.
It really is. They're saying it's a lie. David, is it true or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
I once chatted to an old man because I felt sorry for him, only to find out later he was a global megastar.
David's team.
Well, we have to know who the global mega
Yeah, who was he?
It's Steven Spielberg.
Where did you see Steven Spielberg and take pity on him?
The BAFTAs. I was doing the red carpet thing for BBC Three.
So had he stopped for an interview with you?
No, so I was, waiting for the next person to come up. It was Michael Fassbender. And I was, getting in the zone. And then I saw this, very refined, older gentleman standing there. And I thought he was maybe somebody's dad.
Wasn't there a lot of fuss around him because he is Steven Spielberg?
You'd think. He looked a little bit lost, and I thought, I'm just going to have a chat with him, because it could be my dad, and I'd want someone to have a chat with him.
Did you put the microphone there to have the chat with him?
No, I thought he was an old man.
A real-life chat.
So what
It
did
would be
you
an
say?
odd way if you saw somebody a bit lost and a bit old-looking to go, are you lost? Are you lost?
also,
So
it
you stepped away from the cameraman and the crew.
Yeah, so I had a bit of downtime.
Yeah.
There was a VT playing, whatever.
Yeah.
E.T.?
VT.
Oh.
That would have
Thought
been
they put one
ironic.
of his films on then.
No. So anyway...
What are you watching, old man? Hey, why is the monkey on the bike?
So what did you say to him, Angela?
I was like, is it your first time at the BAFTAs? And he said, no, actually, I've been a few times, but not for quite a while. And I was like, OK, maybe he's not somebody's dad. And I said, oh, OK, who are you looking forward to seeing tonight?
Oh, I thought you said who you're looking for.
No, like, I just kept it loose, you know, who do you want to win? Have you any favourites? It's been a strong year for film.
You actually said film. Do you work in the films yourself, mate?
How did it conclude?
And then I could feel the cameras coming towards us.
And they were like, interview him. Is that the idea?
No. Well, as in, I just kept going.
Because you saw the cameras?
Yeah.
So you did start to bring the microphone into play?
When did the microphone...
Well, I was mic'd, so he could be picked up on my microphone.
Did you ask him to speak into your chest?
No. Similar height.
So why did you not think to use the handheld then?
Well, it would be a bit awkward if then I'm like, oh, he must be someone, can I have the microphone and keep talking to him?
Well, you must have known that he was someone
Yeah, obviously,
prominent.
but I can't ask him.
Would be a great last question in the interview. And just to sum up, who are you?
John, does it ring true to you? Could that happen?
I just think
Everyone knows
everyone would know what Steven Spielberg... Was he wearing glasses?
I think so.
Are we playing Guess Who?
I can't believe that in the whole time you were chatting, nobody went past and said, hey, Steve, how you doing? You know, and that maybe rang a bell.
But they thought we were having an interview, I suppose. And
But
it
you
would
didn't
be
have a
bit rude.
microphone or a camera, so why do they think that?
You are obsessed with this microphone, Gabby. She is not pitch-side with Dion Dublin. It's not important.
So what are you thinking, then? David, what about you?
We're going to go lie.
You're saying it's a lie.
I'm saying it's a lie.
Angela, Steven Spielberg on the red carpet. Truth or lie?
He's a lovely man.
I was recently bounced off a bouncy castle whilst trying to prevent a bouncident.
What's a bouncident?
It's an incident involving a bounce, and you put the two together to create bouncident.
Sure, it's a derivative of accident, not incident.
Well, obviously, an accident is an incident, and a bouncident is an incident. Was this bouncident an accident?
It was a bouncident waiting to happen.
How did you go about preventing the bouncident that might or might not have happened?
I'll tell you everything. let me set the scene for you. It's early summer. It was the birthday party of a small child.
Was you invited or just turned up?
Let's be clear. There's a children's party in a church hall.
Yeah.
I'm attending because it's the party of my nephew.
Yeah.
And there's a bouncy castle.
Whoa, in the church hall?
I know, I've never
Indoors?
seen
Yes,
that.
yes.
An indoor bouncy castle?
Indoors?
Yes.
How big
No,
was
there
it?
wasn't.
No, there...
How did they get it in the door?
That's a fire hazard.
I'm not an idiot. How did they get it in the door? We've got him.
No, I'm sorry, church hall, is that where the service is being held?
No.
This
It's
is
the adjacent
this is
building.
Church hall was our prime minister during the war. Now, I don't like bouncy castles because I think they're dangerous.
Right.
And my little boy went on after I'd expressly told him not to.
Well, he disobeyed your orders. The worst father I've had, most incompetent father. like to say, but I think the boy's better off in care.
Hey, this is very upsetting. He clambered on, unbeknownst to me.
Yeah.
And he's going back and forth. So I get on and I get my little boy, George, who is not even 2, and I pick him up.
Right.
Okay? And I'm trying now to hold my little boy whilst being bounced by these evil children. My wife is stood on terra firma, and as I'm coming off the bouncy castle, a particularly hefty child bounces, sending me up. Holding my son, I hurtle through the air. Luckily, I come to my feet like Spider-Man, but the impetus is too much. I surge forward and headbutt my wife, thus having the bouncident that I was trying to avoid. So, what are you going to say, Lee?
What do we think?
Yes, I think it's true.
You think it's true?
If a 2-year-old had clambered on, you might well go and get your 2-year-old off.
I think that's true.
Well, then I must say true.
You say true. David's team?
Well, we'll say it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
You say it's true? Well, it's actually true.
Tension mounts.
Yes, it's true. I was recently bounced off a bouncy castle while trying to prevent a bouncident. When I'm in a play, as part of my nightly vocal warm-up, I perform sets of scales in the voice of a chimpanzee.
Okay, will you give us a quick rendition?
Of course. It's just, you just go through the scale as a chimpanzee.
Do you just do this for plays? Because I've been next to you in a dressing room, I think, for a gig, and I didn't hear chimpanzees.
I used to do a singing tape of oh, and then what? That was lovely.
That's lovely.
And la, la, la. That really is lovely. Don't blow your nose.
Rob, where did you get this from? Who was it? Another celebrity that gave you the idea?
No, it was one night I was doing it, and the other actor said, when I started going, ooh, 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 to just relax, ooh, 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 he said, you sound like a chimpanzee. So then I went, ooh, 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 and I found it really opened up the diaphragm, and it actually worked.
Can you go the other way? Can you go from the high note down to the low?
That's what Dale was asking me earlier. Is he angry, Lee? Is he angry?
Well, it's hard to tell what colour his face is, but can you go... Can you go from the high note down...
Oh, excellent.
That is good.
Who was the actor who said you looked like a chimpanzee?
Miranda, you know very well he didn't say I looked like a chimpanzee. You're not going to trip me up like that. It was Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh gave you this idea.
He did.
Yeah, laugh it up, balding.
I know your reaction was...
The reaction was, how preposterous. The man with the breakfast cereal would be in a play with Kenneth Branagh. Yet it was true. So what are you thinking?
Mitchell, Winton, Bacon.
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
Do you think it's true?
Oh,
Dan?
absolutely. He does it so well.
I think it would sort of help.
Yeah.
What about you? Balding, Mack, heart.
That sounds a series of illnesses, that, the way you said that. I'm afraid you've got balding Mack heart.
So what are you going to say?
I think he's probably lying.
I think it's true. Imagine
You're
you
saying
and
true, you're
Branagh
saying
in the
it's a
wings
lie.
having a right old hoot doing that together.
You say...
No, I'm going to go with Claire.
You're going to say lie?
Yeah.
You're saying lie? You're saying true? It is, in fact, a lie.
Well done,
It's a lie. When I'm in a play, I don't perform sets of scales in the voice of a chimpanzee. This is the sweatshirt that my wife and I put on together when we are cozying up on a chilly evening. We call it the cuddle jumper.
For the full demonstration with Nick. Would that be okay?
Can we see a model?
Can you model with Rob the cuddle jumper?
Prefer not to.
Well, yeah. We all prefer not to. That's why I got in quick. Because I know where it was heading. Yeah, you can cuddle up with him and you can...
have to get in there.
Come on, Nick. I know you've not done it before. Think of yourself as a bit of an apprentice with this. There we go. Stick your...
How do we...
You have to get your arm down. That's better. Quite nice, actually.
All right.
You can just sit in my lap there, Nick. Right. Ask. Who wants to ask first? Both teams.
Nick, how does it feel?
Yeah, that's my phone, by the way.
Hard to describe accurately.
Vicky, will you help me and turn this way? Because I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. Our television room is very drafty. So, what are you doing? Whoa, go back. It's very drafty. And we saw this on a shopping channel, and we ordered it for a laugh. And it's actually, I mean, you'd have to admit, it's very cosy.
He looks like a ventriloquist dummy now.
I'll tell you what, Orville's let himself go, hasn't he?
So we ordered it, and we don't wear it every night, but we do wear it sometimes.
Is this the position you'll be in, where your wife will be...
No, because we have more than one chair in our television room. So we sit on the sofa side by side.
On the sofa, wouldn't
yeah, but we haven't got a sofa.
Well, that's a good question. You might have more than one chair. Have you got more than one jumper?
It's a cuddle jumper.
Well, why do you wear jumpers and cuddle up?
Why did you get it in orange?
We wanted that Guantanamo feel, you know?
Do they have pants, too?
No.
You could have pants, couldn't you? 3 legs.
Are you suggesting that you lose the pants? Does the design lend itself to intimacy?
Yes.
Not tonight, it doesn't.
Time for a guess. What are you going to say, Lee?
Miranda. I just really
I want to get in your jumper now.
Rebecca, this does put some pressure on you.
See the mine on David's trousers.
So what do you think, Lee?
I don't want to rush you. I'm really cosy.
So what are you saying, truth or lie?
We think it's a try.
It's a try.
Hang on. We have to consult our other team member. Come over here. Do we think it's true or a lie?
I don't know what the question is.
The question is, does he cuddle up to his wife with
In
this jumper?
No.
No.
He's got strong thighs, this boy.
And you've got a very bony bum. David, what about you and Rebecca and Jack? What do you think?
I think it might be true.
I think it's true.
In a bizarre,
Quick as you like.
We'll go for true. You're saying true, and what are you saying?
Oh, I forgot. Let's go back and ask Nick. We said it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie. Well, I can tell you, it's actually a lie.
Now what do we do?
It's great. There's room for 3.
Yes, thank goodness it's a lie. It isn't the sweatshirt that my wife and I put on together when we're cozying up on a chilly evening. I used to put on a different voice on the telephone and pretend to be my own agent.
Oh, let's have it then.
The voice?
Imagine I've just rung up. Hello, okay. I'm the people that want to book Rob Brydon. Yes. How much would he cost?
His name, I used to call him Richard Knight. And Richard used to talk like this, and he'd say, listen, love to help you out, but at that price, we're really not going to make much movement. And I once did a charity gig, and...
It's a lie. He's never done charity gigs.
got money for it, because Richard said, listen, Rob's an angel, and if he knew I was doing this, he'd never forgive me, but I've got to get a bit of money, otherwise I wouldn't be doing my job.
Did you have a real agent at the time?
No.
So, how many phone numbers? Do you have a separate phone number for your fake agent? Or was it just your normal phone?
I used to work at the BBC in Cardiff. I was on the radio, I used to be a DJ, and if they got through to the office, I would then phone back under the guise.
When it came to important meetings, did you have to, like, take a disguise and sit there and go, oh, Rob's in the toilet at the moment, but when he gets back, I'm sure he can discuss with him. I'll go and get him now.
I believe my agent said I could do it. I do all the voices. Ask me what it would be like if I was talking to Ronnie Corbett. Or Tom Jones, I can do it. You don't believe me? Ask my agent. I'll go and get him.
I assume you've got an agent now, so why did you decide to...
Well, I didn't have one. Yeah, I have one now, but I didn't have one then.
What convinced you needed one? Was it working?
Because it's very difficult to do your own negotiations and not come across as an horrible person when you're asking for money. But if it's Richard Knight saying, listen, I'm just doing this, Rob doesn't want money, but I've got to get money for the guy.
But they didn't know it was you.
That's my whole point, you idiot. That's what I'm saying.
Did you have anybody else on your books?
What's the sort of work that...
Hosting things. This was back in about the late 80s when I was a local radio disc jockey.
So did the agent take a cut?
Did the agent phone you to let you know they got the job?
No, I was the agent!
Did you ever fall out with your agent?
No, it was me!
When you decided that this charade had to finish, did you take yourself out to dinner and tell yourself you were letting yourself go?
Did you sign a contract?
Are you still in touch?
Right, it's time to guess. First of all, Lee and those bastards. What are you going to go for?
I would say true.
You think it's true?
You're saying it's true?
Yes, in the words of Rob Brydon, I think that's true.
Right, saying it's true. David and these arses. What do you say?
That is so true.
I think it's true?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Keely
it's
thinks
true.
it's true. David,
Nailed
well,
it.
let me buck the trend by telling you it's true. Possession. Right. Pick it up first. Steady. This is a prototype invention of mine that I'm hoping to release one day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Brydon's World of Magic.
Teams, questions?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, it's a TV aerial for the bath, isn't it?
On first inspection, you'd think so. It's actually not.
Don't tell us. Let's guess what it is.
All right, try and guess what it is.
Can you demonstrate how you would use it and see if we can guess? Yeah, please do.
Can I come out? Is now a good time?
He's cleaning something.
Oh,
Footprints. He's
painting.
cleaning
Painting.
footprints.
You're painting.
Oh.
Painting a dotted circle.
He's doing
I haven't finished.
Hang on, he's painted a circle or has he cleaned the circle?
He's patting children on the head.
Incidentally, I've just remembered something. This isn't a mime show.
Tell us what you were doing.
It's a thing for kids. I got a lot of children, and it's an idea I came up with, and it's just a big kind of painting stick. It's just a silly painting stick. I'm very interested, actually, to know what you think, Deborah.
I think it's
£5 grand, that's all I need.
You just need £5 grand. Anybody? Anybody?
I think probably you in particular.
Oh, me, is it?
You're quite well known for being rich. Quite seriously, all jokes
Do you know how
aside...
you get rich?
Probably not
Deborah,
Deborah, stop talking to the idiot at the end.
Oh, sorry.
Talk to this idiot.
Yeah,
seriously? Oh, don't buy into that.
What do you mean don't buy into it? Don't buy into that?
No, not this. Buy into this. Don't buy into that.
You've been rubbish on Dragon's Den. See this? Don't buy into that. Don't buy into this.
Deborah, what do you think? Seriously, what do you think?
Seriously, what do I think?
It wouldn't be wood, like this is a prototype. It would be a gaily coloured plastic, maybe with some kind of laminate cover on it with zigzag. Kids
Would it
love
be
zigzags.
nothing like that?
Well, it'd be quite a lot like this.
Can you imagine if you asked for a Nintendo Wii and Dad came home with that? There's not much you can do apart from do circles, though, is there?
Yes, there's plenty you can do.
That's a... You can do that with a normal spoon.
With this invention, you can do this.
Yeah? Another... Oh, you mean another one of those circles you were telling us about?
But is it a circle, Lee?
Well, it's starting to become a circle, yeah.
You think it's a circle? Wait a minute.
It looks like it. Oh, hello. Do you know what? I'm in. I am in.
What would you call it?
4 sponges on a stick.
Rob's colourful stick.
Hey! I'm not falling for this again.
Yeah. Right, what are you going to say?
I've seen a lot of inventions.
Yes?
That's
not even an invention.
Oh, one of them.
I'm going to be maverick here, and suddenly I think it's a good idea. No, I do.
It is a good idea. It's great fun.
I'm starting to look forward to actually borrowing that and playing with my kids with it.
What are you going to say?
I say that I think Rob is mad enough to think that's a good idea, and we should say that's true.
You're saying it's true. David Mitchell, what is your team saying?
Rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Do you think it's a lie?
A lie.
He's mad enough to have come up with that, I think.
My instinct is that it's a lie.
OK, you say it's a lie. You say it's true.
Yeah.
It's actually a lie. I always throw the first and last biscuit in a packet away without eating them.
Why?
Because the one at the top, it started when the one at the top is crumbly, so I used to throw that. Often it's got crushed, and then can't explain why the bottom one.
Do you mean you throw the bottom one away before you start eating them, or just when you get to the bottom one you throw it away?
All right, here's the packet of biscuits, OK? Take the top off with the little bit of stringy kind of wrapping.
Which actually reveals sort of 2 or 3
2 or 3 come away in it in a quite a satisfying motion. The third one is normally relatively unscathed by its experiences during transit.
Which are we talking about?
I take those... Let me talk. I take them out... Suddenly I'm on Bill Turnbull's side. I take them out. The top biscuit is often damaged. I discard it. I then take...
Discard it, what, throw it away?
Throw it away in the bin. In the bin.
Waste
it. Or leave it, or for the dog. I'll put it on the floor in the kitchen. Then, at the bottom, because I'm taking them out to put them in the biscuit jar...
Have you got a dog?
Yes, I have.
Ben, he's not going to say no now. He's quite good at this.
I've got a black lab.
Oh, very good.
Have you?
So,
where you do black experiments.
Then take the biscuits. I'm getting them out to put them into the clear Perspex Kellner jar, whatever it's called.
If you're worried about biscuits getting crushed and misshapen and crumbly, why do you put them in a biscuit jar?
Well, that's the safest place.
No, it's not. A packet is like a car park for biscuits. It's all perfectly, isn't it? If you put them in a jar, you're going to get exactly the kind of problem you're trying to avoid.
You think I'm putting them in the jar like this. I give my wife the jar at one end of the room. I then stand at the other end and go, "Are you ready?" That's not how I put them in here.
You take them out one by one and carefully place them in the bottom of the jar like a maniac.
No, David, I take them out and I slide them into the jar and they rest happily.
What biscuits are they?
Chocolate hobnobs, or ideally, the ones I don't have to do it with, because I only do it with the ones you take out, is the chocolate Leibniz, because they come in a box. They're usually unscathed.
You've just said that you give chocolate hobnobs to your dog. Chocolate is poisonous to dogs.
Have you not met his dog?
Well, now you mention he wasn't a black lab when we got him. He was a golden retriever.
So just to absolutely establish, you're taking out the biscuit, you're discarding it because it's crumbled. If it's not crumbled, you'll tend to throw it away, but not always. Then you'll slide them out like some sort of magician on your hand like that. You'll get the jar, you'll insert them in unless it's a Leibovitz, whatever the bloody hell they are. They go in, it comes off. There's one left, it's not damaged. Give it to the dog that used to be brown that's now black. That is what you're telling us is what's happening in your house. You're mental. Of course it's true.
You think that's a lie?
I think it's a lie.
You're going to say lie?
Go on then. I'll join my team, say that's a lie.
Yeah? Lie. David?
Well, yes, I think I can believe it.
Yes, I don't like the broken biscuits on the end.
Yeah.
So what are you saying?
So we'll say true.
You're saying true, right. You say true, you say lie. Well, it's actually a lie. I once stole Catherine Zeta-Jones's dinner money.
Well, of course, you're both Welsh, so you presumably went to the same school.
Yes, applaud that thinly veiled racism.
What age were you?
I would have been school age, young, about, I don't know, 10.
Catherine Zeta-Jones is about... she's 40-odd.
Well, I'm 45. Yeah, she was younger than me at school. And is even younger now, apparently.
So you were 10?
You were 10.
And she was about 5. And you stole a 5-year-old little girl's dinner money at the age of 10. You bastard!
No, I didn't steal it as such. It was a misunderstanding.
Right, what was the misunderstanding? How did her money end up in your hand?
Well, I arrived at school that day, and as I walked into the school, Catherine Zeta-Jones's mother saw me and said, "I've forgotten to give Catherine her dinner money. Would you give her the dinner money?" And gave the dinner money to me. And I forgot to give her the money, and I spent the money on sweets.
And what was this school?
It was called Swansea School.
Swansea? Swansea School.
It was called Dumbarton.
Oh, not Swansea then, Dumbarton.
In Swansea.
Oh, right.
Have you met her since?
Yes, I have actually, yes.
And have you had a hilarious...
Oh, tell us about when you met her.
Here's your £3.
I'll tell you that when I met her, this is true. When I met her, which is not to say... which is not to say that the other one isn't true. I met her at the BAFTAs when she won for Chicago, and she had an American accent. That's the story.
Oh, right. So give me my £3 back, Brydon.
So what are you going to say? Truth or lie?
Lie.
Lie. It's got to be a lie.
You
Because,
say lie.
You're too an honest man not to have gone back and given it to her.
So, David's team.
I think it might be true.
I'll go with what Ruth says.
Yeah, all right. We'll say it's true.
You're saying it's true?
Yeah, yeah.
You say it's a lie, you say it's true. It is true. Yes, it's true. I did once steal Catherine Zeta-Jones's dinner money. It was a long time ago when we were kids. I now feel old age creeping up on me, as does Catherine, every morning when Michael fancies a cuddle.
Once, on a family day out, I got the jitters and had to flee an owl sanctuary.
Please, T.
What gave you the jitters?
I'd been asked to have a photograph of me taken holding an owl.
Right.
Where was this?
In Cornwall. I'm on holiday.
With your family?
Yes.
Oh, it was recently?
Yes.
Oh, I think you meant as a child with your parents. As a fully grown man.
As a fully grown man.
You
as
got
an
the jitters.
Adult man, I got the jitters.
Because you thought the owl might be a bit terrifying.
Yeah.
David, can I say that
Yeah.
if you were my partner and we were at an owl sanctuary and you got the jitters and fled, you'd be toast, mate. I simply would have no respect for you at all.
What you have to remember, Anna, is that there's a long journey that leads to someone choosing to marry a person like me. And part of that journey is learning to cope with a person like me.
But also, to be fair, I've been to owl sanctuaries and they flapping everywhere. I mean, it's enough to...
They're predators.
You know.
I didn't know which owl they were going to put me with.
Right.
Some little owl, that's fine, any trouble. But you had a great big one like a mini post box.
Who was it who asked you for a photo?
I think it might have been the manager of the Owl Sanctuary.
He wanted a photograph with TV's David Mitchell.
Yes. When I was initially asked, you sort of think, oh, I should say yes, and then... But, I don't know. It's not like I want to hold an owl. I'm sure it would probably be fine, but it'd be a bit stressful.
What were you worried about?
But, I thought they'll give you a big glove, and I never liked it in science at school.
You were worried about putting the glove on?
No, I wasn't worried about that. I'm trying to explain, but this is like a 4-clause explanation, so...
How many claws did it have?
Then they've gone off. They're not really, do I now have to sort of go to the reception desk and say, and ask for the photograph? To sort of go, is this what I said I'd get a photo? So, shall we do that? And then it might look like I'm sort of desperate to, seeing as I'm here, will you please take a special photo of me?
I'll tell you what, sounds like a lovely, relaxing day out with you.
So did you have to say to Victoria, I'd be happier if we left, or did you just say, we're going? How did you approach that?
I think I did it in more of a vague, pathetic way.
Let's go, we're going. Let's go to the car.
Oh, I don't like that impression of you.
Let's go, I want to flee the scene.
David, I'm so sorry.
She absolutely hates you.
Exactly, I know, Lee. Just when I'm getting a bit of a handle on my own self-loathing, then this happens. These guys have been trying to build up my confidence for weeks.
4 years.
This is the first episode I've spoken in.
Right, let's have the voice of reason. Johnny, what do you think?
I don't think it's true. I think you're too well-mannered.
I think it's true because I think David is a duplicitous person.
All right. What are you going to say, Lee? You've got a truth and a lie.
I can see David doing this. They were probably on the edge of bankruptcy, and they said, what we need is a celebrity to walk through the door. Then the music started, and you walked in, and they went, the Owl Sanctuary is saved. If he can have a photo, and we can put it on the website, things will change for us. But no, you fled, and all those owls were put down.
No, you...
I've got to go with a sensible one and say, true.
You're going to say that it's true. David, was it true, or was it a lie?
It was... true.
Yes, it's true. David really did flee an owl sanctuary.
Possession.
Now, behind your chair is a box. Open the box, read the card, and then take out the possession.
It's a beautiful box.
Yeah.
I like
Look
it.
at that. This is entertainment.
Yes. This is my cape. I used to put it on, pretend I was Doctor Who, and head into my TARDIS. Or, as my parents called it, the airing cupboard.
Put the cape on.
All right. It is.
Come, feel free, David. Come and use the floor space. Think back to your dancing days. Come out and use the floor. You could have a glamorous assistant in the form of Miranda.
Oh,
Miranda, would you help David get into his cape?
Hang on.
Am I
Can we
doing
put this over there?
That's what I'm
That'll
thinking.
Hold it in place.
There we go.
That fits. That actually fits you really well. Were you exactly the same size as a child?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't see you properly, David. Could you come and stand in front of me and twirl round? So you just...
Lovely.
Yes, that's
That
actually...
is a much
and how
needed
old?
reminder of the
How old were
magician.
you? When was this?
I think...
This is how I picture you walking around your house now.
How old was I? I think at the time I was first given this cape, I think I was about maybe 10.
10 in that cape.
Maybe 9. It was too big for me initially.
Right. Hang on a second. Whoa. When you were 9, so to give us an idea of the height, go down, just go give us knees, and we'll see how much it would have dragged. So that would have been you as...
Hang on, it's
Can I have your shoes for a second?
rocking.
Can I take this off?
What are you doing?
Well, your shoes.
Oh, I see. Right, sorry,
an idea how you might have looked in those days.
Yeah. This is how the police do sort of ageing profiling. Yes. What would he have looked like a few years ago?
Just get yourself on. Hang on. This one's going to...
There we go. It would be...
Did you say your mum and dad got you this cape?
My mum made it.
Your mum made it?
Yeah.
But even though she made it for you, had she no idea what size it should be?
Were you a close family, David?
Where's he getting cramp in my knee?
You can go back to your seat.
Yeah.
I give you permission.
You look like a very middle-class disgruntled Dracula. I didn't get any blood tonight. I'll just shrug back to my chair and bite some virgin's neck tomorrow, I suppose.
So what do you think, Lee? Is it the truth or is it a lie?
What do you think, Barry?
Not a shred of truth.
You don't think? I think it could be true.
It sounds incredibly likely. In fact, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if this is a habit that's actually finished. I imagine he's...
So Barry says a lie.
I'm the odd one out here, aren't I?
You say true.
I hope it's true. I think it's lovely.
I think it's lovely as well, so I'll say it's true.
You're going to say true.
All right.
David, truth or lie?
It is, of course, true.
Yes, it's true. David used to wear his cape and pretend he was Doctor Who.
Possession.
Ah, well, you have to reach under your desk and lift out your box.
OK.
Yeah?
This is a letter rejecting me from a job at McDonald's.
Lee, what do you reckon?
Could you read it out to us, please, David?
Reference CM1156/P. Dear David, thank you for your recent application to work at the Abingdon branch. Unfortunately, at this time, your application has not been successful. Thank you for your interest in our company. Yours sincerely, Martin Danks.
And when was it dated, please?
It's dated the 19th of July, 1990.
And you will have been...
I will have been...
mortified.
Yes. I never really bounced back from that. I would have been just 16.
Does that add up, Carol?
He's 52.
At heart, yes.
I don't want to bring back unhappy memories for you, but what did you feel you could have brought to the company?
A certain nervous energy. A culinary snobbishness that is lacking in the company. A fear of interacting with customers. And an equal fear of frying chips.
I think Dave could have closed them down just by having people come and go, "Gives a burger." You don't want a burger, my friend.
I would not at that age have had the confidence to refer to someone as my friend in that way. Why? Don't look at my face.
What do you think, Carol?
I think it's a lie, but I don't want to sway you on this because we need the points.
I reckon he's kept it. He's a peculiar mystery. Look at him.
This is why I don't like people looking at my face.
So, Lee, you're saying...
I have to say that I think that's probably...
True, it's true, it's true, it's true.
It's a lie.
I say it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie. OK, David, time to own up.
It is, in fact, a lie.
Nice work,
It's a lie. Because David has never even been to McDonald's, although he was...
Of course I've been to McDonald's.
The best thing that the next joke is, he went to visit Lee.
Can I please be allowed to read the auto-cue joke?
Okay.
David has never even been, although he was once mildly tempted to pop in and sample their short-lived McPheasant zinger.
Excellent. Good work.
Now characterising you as...
joke computer.
Possession.
Now take out a small box underneath the desk there. Have a look inside and show us what's there.
Smooth bit.
This is my special travel dressing gown.
It's definitely true. It is true.
We need to hear no more, David.
It is true.
I'm contractually obliged to finish the card. It's the one item I always pack when I go on holiday.
Could you, first things first, could we have the full modelling of the dressing gown, please?
Give us a nice twirl.
Oh.
Can we smell it?
I think you should come out here, David, so you can see. Enjoy the space. Well, he's having trouble putting it on. It's,
Well, he's not abroad, he's confused.
It's,
Have you forgotten the cord?
The cord is missing.
Very nice. Just hold it as though it were done up so we get a proper idea.
Do you mind smoking a pipe and solve a crime?
Oh, I'd love that. Can I ask, Dave, where did you get it from?
1924.
I think it's from Marks and Spencer's.
Is it? What did you say it's my special travel dressing gown?
Yes.
I don't know if travel dressing gown is a technical term, but I have 2 dressing gowns. This is one. The other is a thicker toweling dressing gown, which takes up more space in a suitcase.
Do you take pyjamas? Do you wear anything under it? Or...
Yes, I usually...
I feel sick.
I usually... What I don't do is I don't tend to wear it over, you know, like normal clothes like this.
This is like the worst sexy chat line I've ever run over in my life. I'm naked under here.
To be honest, Lee, I don't know why you come into so many encounters with me expecting arousal.
Does that go with you at any trip or certain trips?
No, only if I'm going to stay the night somewhere.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I didn't think you were walking around Dixon's in it.
I'd like you to take a guess, please. Is he telling the truth or is he constructing a lie?
Patsy?
True.
You think it's true?
Yeah.
Chris?
Based on the design of the dressing gown and his demeanour, I think they fit.
So, Lee, what's it going to be?
I'll go with my team. So that's
say
true.
it's true.
Yeah.
David Mitchell, is it true or is it a lie?
It is true.
Yes, it's true. That is David's special dressing gown.
It's just a dressing gown. That's not my special dressing gown. Like, I think it's got a personality.
It's David's special dressing gown.
You are never going to get away from that now. Everyone who sees this show will look at you and see that forever.
Basically, my entire image has been destroyed by this show. I was like a cool guy who was into music and modern art before this show, before all the stuff about dressing as an 18th century nobleman and having a little bell came out. The travel dressing gown is just the tip of the iceberg.
So, just so we're in no doubt, that is David's special dressing gown.
Last year, I was ordered to leave Blackpool Tower after I threw a sausage roll off the top.
How were you discovered? Did someone see you...
Security was at the top.
And saw you... Why did you throw it?
Well, because I'm a Northern. I just thought the bin's over... You know, the bin was not in sight.
Why didn't you finish it?
Because, actually, I'd already had one. This was my second. I was halfway through it, and I thought, no more for me.
Were they hot sausage rolls?
If you want, I'll give you the accurate heat of how they were. This hot.
Why did you throw it off the top? You're there, there's security there. It's a horrible thing to do.
Because
how fast is a hot, or even quite hot, sausage roll going to be moving by the time it
you're wrong,
hits some
David. No, it wasn't quite hot.
morbidly obese child down on the promenade having a miserable time on holiday in Blackpool, of all places, and then he's just heard about the divorce of his parents, consoling himself with another load of high-sugar snacks, and the next thing he knows, a warmish sausage roll hits him slap in the face.
He's trying to eat the second sausage roll.
David, let's have a guess.
I don't think he would.
I think it's a lie.
I think we think this is a lie.
Yeah.
You're all agreed?
Yes.
It's a lie?
It's a lie.
OK, Lee, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It's actually a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Lee was not ordered to leave the Blackpool Tower after throwing a sausage roll off the top. As if anyone from the north would waste something wrapped in pastry.
As a child, rather than sleeping with a comfort blanket or teddy bear, I slept with a potato.
Lee Mack, what do you think?
Was it the same potato, or did you have different potatoes over the years?
Well, that was the problem, because you get attached to a potato. So when you get attached to a potato, it's rotting a bit, but it's your comfort. It's like your teddy bear's it smells of your old teddy bear, or whatever it happens to be. The potato is my favourite potato, and I used to draw on it.
So it was one potato the whole time?
The actual truth is, it was taken away from me, and I cried and I cried and I cried, but they threw it out. So it took me like another 3 or 4 weeks to get used to the new potato.
Dale, did they have names, your potatoes?
No.
You slept with a potato that you didn't even know its name?
Well...
Yes, slag!
Did you hug them? Did you have them close to your face?
I used to put it on the pillow like that, and I used to bash it.
What? Why did you bash it? Is that how you show love, Dale?
What's the bashing?
Well, I used to like the dent it made in the pillow.
Oh, so you'd bash it onto the... And then you'd sleep...
And then I would take it out, so that's where you're going to bed later.
Be honest, Dale. Is the truth of this story that your parents would shout through the door, "What are you doing in there?" And you'd say, "Nothing, just bashing the potato"?
You haven't asked me why I stopped, and this is why you'll realise...
Oh, Dale, why did you stop?
Because Mrs. Marks, who was our next-door neighbour, I heard her talking to my mother in the driveway, and I heard Mrs. Marks say to my mother, "Is he still sleeping with a potato?" I think that they've been talking about it, and she probably said to Mrs. Marks, "Did any of your children ever want to sleep with a potato?"
So what are you thinking, Lee?
Miranda.
I sort of want it to be true, because he's so sweet.
Yeah. I do think the two winning things are that that's where you're going to sleep, and Mrs. Marks.
What do you know?
Is he still
That's the
sleeping
thing.
with...
I think Mrs. Marks exists.
Yeah.
And I like Mrs. Marks. I like what she represents. She represents the sanity of the street.
And the beauty
Whereas
is...
the Wintons, they're all over the shop.
So what are you going to say, Lee? What's it going to be?
What do you think? Do you think it's true?
I do think it's true.
I think it's true.
All right, I'll go with my team and say that it's true.
You're saying it's true. OK. Dale Winton, the potato in the bed. Was it the truth or was it a lie?
I have slept with many things over the years, because I'm a very old man, but I have never slept with a potato. It's a lie!
Occasionally, as a treat, I put Marmite on my face and let my dog lick it off.
Face. Yeah. And this is a treat for you or the dog?
I see it as a treat for the dog, because...
How does he see it?
Like many people, I don't... Apparently also very much as a treat.
What kind of dog, please?
She's a Springer Spaniel.
You say this is predominantly for the dog. You must enjoy it on some level, because that's quite an extreme activity to do with...
I've always
just for a dog.
I've always liked having my face licked by the family dog. Always.
By just the dog? Anyone else?
Well, cats have a raspy, sandpapery tongue, and it's not nearly so nice.
Have you ever been caught in that awkward moment where you've marmited up and then somebody's rung the doorbell?
By members of the household, but not by strangers at the door.
Do dogs like Marmite?
Dolly does.
I'm not sure that's a helpful line of inquiry, is it?
Do dogs like...
They like salt.
Of course
that's
it's
why
a
they
helpful
lick.
line of
Is it a
inquiry.
helpful line of
If
inquiry?
all dogs hate Marmite, it can't be true.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody on the planet that could answer that question properly.
You don't think there's anyone
on the planet that could answer the question, do all dogs like Marmite? No, I don't think there is.
I don't want this to sound like a rebuke. What I was saying was whether anyone knew whether or not all dogs might hate Marmite. You'd know if all dogs...
That's very much just the other side of the coin in my book.
No, this isn't a coin. There are three things here. There's dogs all hate Marmite, there's dogs all like Marmite, or there's dogs have a similar view to Marmite as humans do.
Yeah, what, let me not hate it?
Rob, as someone who's now in Series 4, you never get into conversations like this with David. He always wins or wears you down. Just don't do it.
Surely it is almost certainly true that some dogs will like Marmite and some won't.
No. For example, I would say that no cats like baked beans.
Would you?
No! You're definitely wrong about that.
For 2 hours, my cat got stuck in a fridge and genuinely ate a bowl of baked beans. Genuine, I swear on my life.
How did the cat get stuck in the...
just leapt in when my mum opened it once.
And then and you didn't see it?
And
She didn't see a cat in the fridge?
She did that. Probably got some milk, cat jumped in, shut.
Well, she got the milk for the cat, and then where's the cat? Have you seen the cat?
Maybe I'm wrong about cats and baked beans. What I'm saying is there are some foods liked by many humans that certain other species will never eat.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is different species like different things, and it is possible.
You said that the things that humans eat, that other animals, all other animals are species.
We've got to learn to work together.
Well, yeah, you really have. In that case, you need to change your opinion.
This programme is taken on tone of civil unrest. I sense anarchy at the gates. David, I'll caution you once. Control your team.
I'm going to have to call in the UN. I can no longer vouch for my team.
Excuse me, what have I done?
I feel like a supply teacher who's been parachuted into a problem school and is finding it very difficult to cope. Hugh, your original statement was to do with the dog licking off your face. Now, how often does this occur?
It's something I started doing as a kid because it was a good way to... That was several dogs...
Good way to what?
to get the family dog to lick my face.
So, David Mitchell, what are you saying? Truth or lie?
Rod, what do you think?
Oh, no.
I think whatever my captain thinks, I will back him to the hilt.
Oh, my word.
Can I just say that he just touched David's leg in a slightly effeminate manner? Like that.
If that's what it takes to have them working as a team, Miranda, I'm happy.
That all right was sexual tension, is that what you're saying?
Is that sexual tension?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't like it. Miranda, what do you think?
I think it is a lie because he doesn't look that desperate for affection in his life.
It has to be a lie, David, otherwise there's something wrong with him.
So you both think it's a lie?
Yes.
OK, we'll say lie.
There's a lot riding on this
All right.
one.
So, Hugh Fernley Whittingstall.
It was a lie.
I love gravy so much that I freeze it into ice lollies to suck in the summertime.
David.
You maniac.
What sort of gravy? Beef, chicken or vegetable?
Beef gravy would be my gravy of choice.
Do you only make lollies out of the beef gravy?
If I'm desperate...
Yeah, you do sound desperate.
I might possibly choose another gravy.
Do you use granules?
I try and avoid granules, because I think if you're going to have a gravy ice lolly, you might as well do a posh one.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks it's strange. Yeah, everyone thinks it's strange.
Do you think it's strange?
No, because I think if I made you one, you suck that gravy lolly.
Need the inhaler again?
Yeah.
You suck that gravy lolly and you'll be like, Nikki...
There's the slogan right there. It markets itself. You suck that gravy lolly.
So, David, what are you going to say? Is this the truth or is Nikki telling a lie?
What do you think?
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
I think she's off her nut. And I think she's made a gravy lolly.
I think it's a lie because I think... no, I can't believe I'm having to justify this. It's a gravy lolly. I think it's a lie.
I think overall, I think it's a lie.
I think it's a lie. OK. Nikki, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It is, in fact, a lie. But I'm glad you believe it.
Yes, it's a lie. Nikki doesn't freeze gravy to use as ice lollies.
Well, I'm still blind. So, David, would you save us all a lot of time and read my card out for me, please?
OK. I eat an apple a day in a very particular way.
Right, Lee's team.
How long have you eaten an apple a day?
Oh, probably coming up to a year, 9, 10 months, maybe.
10 months. So what is this particular way?
Well, the usual way to eat an apple...
They don't need to cover that, we know.
Well, I mean, Stephen's from Scotland, he mightn't be aware of eating fruit. So... But if you go in through the side and you eat around the core, and then you put the core in the bin.
Yeah. You're not going to tell me you eat the core first, because we're not going to believe you.
No, but I do eat the whole thing, because I read from a very reputable news source that 90% of the goodness is in the core.
90% of the goodness of an apple
all the benefits.
is that little bit in the middle.
In the middle, that's where all the goodness is, all the benefits. It does so much for your health.
I've been chucking the core to the dog. The dog now is an Olympic athlete. Now it explains it.
So, Chris, you eat the apple, and where most of us then would be left with the core and would discard it, you just carry on.
No, no, no. The way that everyone eats an apple is fundamentally wrong. So you don't go in through the side. You need to go in through the bum.
From the opposite end to the stalk.
So if you go in through the bum, you don't notice the core because it's distributed equally amongst sweet, juicy apple. So you don't notice all of the goodness.
What the hell are you talking about?
This is great.
I mean, if you eat an apple from the side and you're left with the core, all you've got is core. But if you eat it through the bum, up that way, you're getting a little bit of core.
Why don't you eat it through the side, but just keep chewing through the core?
Because
then it's just core at the end.
Yeah, because then
now
you've
I'm
got to go
involved.
right through the bum.
Oh, you've got to go through the ride through the core before you get back to apple again. Whereas if you eat the bum end, you're taking more apple each bite.
Yeah.
Who told you that the core is the best part of the apple?
I don't want this to detract from the authenticity of the story in any way, but it was on Apple News.
Apple
News?
Apple News, as in the tech company.
Oh, I see. I genuinely thought you subscribed to an Apple newspaper.
Do you know what, Lee? As well, you would be amazed. 2 years ago, I found out that I'd been eating a banana upside down my whole life.
What do you mean upside down?
Your instinct is you get the stalk and you snap the stalk.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Now, and if you open it the other way,
but
it
if
looks
you hold on to the stalk
it's
and then
more
just...
pleasing, isn't it?
Yeah, you hold
on
onto the stalk and twist the nipple. And...
Well, hang on. How can that be the wrong way? You're still eating the whole banana.
Because if you bend the stem, you run the risk of mushing the end of the banana. So, what I'm saying is, Lee, if you eat an apple from the bum, there's so many benefits, apparently.
What's the benefit?
Everything except for curing blindness.
So, what are you going to say? Truth or lie?
I'm not buying that.
You're not buying it?
No.
No.
You're buying it?
No.
No.
I'm not having that. With
Say
your
it's a
apple
lie.
nonsense.
OK, Chris, truth or lie?
I'm here to change the world, Rob. It's true. All these years, I have been pretending to be blind. If only, Lee, would you read that for me, please?
Every night, I use an unusual technique to make sure I wake up on time in the morning.
Ooh. All right, David's team.
OK, so what is the unusual technique?
The usual way of making sure you wake up in the morning at the right time would be to set an alarm clock.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
OK,
So, and you do something different. Well, we don't need to know what. I think we'll go true.
What I've done is I have trained my brain to wake itself up
No, you haven't.
at the right time.
By doing what?
When I'm lying in bed, I will bang out the time on the pillow with
Right.
my head,
Right.
saying the hours for the time that I want to wake up.
Yeah.
And that subconsciously programs the time.
Chris?
Yes.
Are you all right?
And how accurate is this?
50-50.
Where did this idea come to you from?
I read it in a book.
What was the name of the book?
The book was called Last Man Standing. It was a fictional book, David.
It was a fictional book from which you were taking lifestyle tips.
Well, do you know when you read something and it sticks in your head as an idea to try?
This may help you, David. Give us a demonstration, if you would, of the severity of the headbang. You're settling down at the end of the night.
OK, Lee, I'm going to turn around a bit and use you as a pillow.
All right.
Oh, so I'm in
Put
bed.
my arm there, yeah.
Oh, my pillow's firmer than that. So I want to get up at 7:30 in the morning, so I'm like, I go 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and if I want to get up at 7:30, I go 7:30.
Chris, I don't know whether you've got a partner or a wife or somebody who shares
He
a
used to
bed
have a
with
wife,
you.
he headbutted us to death.
Was there anybody else in the bed with you, Chris?
So I tour a lot.
So some nights yes, some nights no.
I tour a lot, I'm away a lot, but when I'm at home, I do have a wife. I mean, I have a wife all the time.
What are you thinking, David's team? Alex, what do you think?
Oh, it's so unbelievable. It's believable.
Yeah, and also I do think that if you tell yourself you need to wake up at a certain time, the chances of waking up then are higher than you'd think. It's not totally random.
Well, let's give it a go tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
you make it sound as if you're sharing a bed. So I think you're saying it's true.
Well, are we happy to say true? Yeah, I think we're going to go with true.
OK, Chris, they think you were telling the truth. Were you, or was it a lie?
Everyone will be trying it tonight. It's true.
Yes!
All right. I've had to up security at my gigs because old women won't stop kissing me.
Oh.
Please, team.
How old are these women?
I would suggest maybe like 60 upwards.
And what kind of kisses?
Whoa. Sorry, you're saying that's old? Don't listen to him, Rob.
What kind of kisses are they going in for?
They're going for a smooch on the cheek. Some might try and get one on the lips, but it's like, no.
And are they trying to get on the stage, or is this at the back?
No. This is at the meet and greet. So I do meet and greets at some of the... at some of the smaller
You charge
venues.
extra for that?
No.
Could be.
I mean, I could, but I don't want to, you know what I mean?
It's not that kind of meat.
Do you not like...
Suggesting he's offering himself as a gigolo.
You should tour with Claudia, you could do meat and gravy. So, how bad does it get? I mean, obviously...
It gets bad.
Are we talking a bit of hand-grabbing as well?
Yes.
And are we talking a bit of, like, when the photo happens, arm round, bit of a squeeze?
Yes, I've had that, I've had that.
And they say, get off.
No. Let me tell you something. I've had a couple, husband, wife, and I've had, like, while we're taking a picture, I've had the wife's hand on my bum.
Squeezing it?
Yes. Full on. And I'm like, in the picture, I'm like...
What are we thinking? Was Babatunde telling the truth?
I think he's got an approachable way about it.
And especially on the, I'm a celebrity, they share everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they feel like they know him.
I think it's true.
I think it's a lie, actually. And I think he's just showing off.
I'll go with you. I'll say
You're
true.
saying true.
Yeah.
All right. They think it's true, Babatunde. Was it true, or were you telling a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
I was once grounded when my parents saw a picture of me in the local paper doing something I shouldn't.
You were doing something you shouldn't?
Yeah, I had escaped.
Escaped from where?
I'd escaped from the house.
Were you... I mean, how dark is this story going to get?
How old were you when this happened, Shazia?
14.
And how did you escape?
I got some bed sheets and I knotted them together, threw them out the window, climbed down them, and I left the house.
Why?
I wanted to go out for the night, to a nightclub.
A nightclub. What time did you sneak out?
Oh, about 11 o'clock at night.
And what time did you get back in?
About 4 o'clock in the morning.
Bed sheets still hanging from window?
Yeah.
How many stories? I mean, I don't believe this one to start with, but how many... How many stories high were you?
3.
You were 3
3
floors
stories.
up?
What did you tie the bed sheets to?
To each other.
But...
Wow. You need something at the other end. What's the end tied to?
Oh, it was tied to the window.
OK, you go to this nightclub. Why is your picture ending up in the paper?
There were some famous people in there.
Oh, tell us.
Well, there was Joan Collins.
What?
Boy George.
Boy George, he's big. He's a big name.
UB40.
IB54.
So
So how did you end up in the photo? That's what we need to
Well,
be
what
clear on.
happened was when the nightclub ended about 4 o'clock, there was like no taxis, and I didn't know how I was going to get home. So I asked Boy George.
Oh, here we go.
I asked Boy George if he would give me a piggy back home.
And did he say, do you really want to hurt me?
Dad says, like, there's no way it could be me because I'm asleep.
Yes, but he could see the picture. I mean, was he not good with faces?
Yeah, well, he thought that they had just got this photo of me from somewhere and just shoved it in the paper.
So how was it resolved, Shazia?
Well, it wasn't resolved.
How does your story end? Let me put it like that. I'm hoping quite soon.
It did. Well, the thing was, it ended when my dad said, you're never going to be allowed out ever again.
Oh, whoa. So now he does think it's you?
No, he's saying this to the newspaper man. I mean, this sort of irresponsible reporting, you're never allowed out of your house again.
Did he knock on your door?
Oh, yeah.
He comes in, and then what was said next?
He said, look.
What was he wearing?
That's the newspaper.
Yeah, and he says...
And he goes, look at this.
Go on.
I know where you were last night.
Oh, I'm getting angry with this story now. What's the junction between that is not my daughter and where the hell, why were you out last night?
The man at the paper...
He doesn't know you!
He convinced my dad that person was me.
More than your face! More than your actual face! A man on the phone who he has never met and he doesn't know who you are has met you once for a second on the back of Boy George. That was more important than your face in the photo.
The point is, he believed the man more than me.
All right. What do we think? Jeremy, what are you thinking?
I'm starting to have my doubts about this one, to be honest. I know this sounds a crazy point of detail, but the idea that a newspaper could print the story within 3 hours of the nightclub closing...
Of everything she said, the time the newspaper comes out is the one. I mean, to me, that's fine. It's everything else.
It's just... It's the shit.
Yeah, Boy George, piggyback, Birmingham nightclub.
Yeah, that's all fine.
Who was that? Oh, it's Joan Collins. Yeah. Man doesn't recognise his own daughter. No, yeah.
No problem.
What time does the paper come out? Midday, she's lying.
What about you, Amy? What do you think?
I think it's a lie, because it's hard to pick a bit that could be true.
You're saying it's a lie?
Well, say it's a lie.
Shazia, they're pretty convinced it's a lie. Was it a lie, or were you telling the truth?
I'm afraid it's the truth.
On an American tour, I was repeatedly stopped by customs officials because I'd been pranked by Rod Stewart.
David's team.
Right. That's
Rod Stewart is a popular singer.
Thank you. So you're on tour in America?
Yes.
The United States of?
And South America.
South America where?
Brazil.
Just Brazil?
Yeah, forget the Rod Stewart bit. This is the real interesting
OK, so we were doing a show, and Rod Stewart was there.
Which of the countries of the Americas did Rod Stewart attend your show in?
Well, this was in Ireland.
Had he come just to see McFly?
No, he was doing the same show. It was a toy show.
A toy show?
Yeah, at Christmas time. Big celebration, loads of toys.
Yes.
And McFly and Rod Stewart.
Was it a dream you had?
So Rod was there, and he's like, hey, Danny! And I'm like, hey, Rod!
Sure you haven't been watching Rocky?
So he said, do you want a lift?
Does he mean drugs?
He went back home. He's like, well, I'll give you a lift on my jet.
Wasn't he sailing?
Very good, He said, oh, I need your passports. So we get on the plane, give our passports to him, and then fly to London.
Right.
So then we get a call from our tour manager. I think he was applying for a visa. So then he was like, guys, bad news. And he'd drawn willies on our heads.
Rod Stewart?
Like, yeah.
So
On our
Rod
passport.
Stewart?
Oh, on your passport?
Yeah, no, on
Just assume that you just fell asleep on the plane.
So did this mean they wouldn't recognise you at customs unless you drew a willy on your own?
It wasn't fun travelling around. Every customs were like, you think that's funny? Like, no, but you won't. The story is, Rod Stewart drew it.
Well, it's going to delay you a lot if you tell this story.
When you told people at customs that Rod Stewart had drawn these appendages on your head, did they believe you?
Well, no, so we stopped saying that.
Why would Rod Stewart be performing at a toy show in Ireland? That doesn't add up.
But it's all right for McFly to do that, is it?
Right, time to go for a guess, David. What do you think?
OK.
I think it's false.
You think it's...
I don't think it's true.
You don't think it's true? I think it's true. I'm not confident enough to overrule. I'm just, you know...
Well, what are you doing in the captain's seat, then, you coward?
Despite my scepticism, we're going to say, as a team, that we think that's a lie.
You think it's a lie? OK, Danny, was it a lie or were you actually telling the truth?
I was actually telling the truth.
Whoa!